Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to this 47-degree Monday, the 6th of May. Man, it's supposed to, the warm weather is coming sooner, not later, but it's cutting it back short. Sunday was supposed to be 82, now it's supposed to be 79 and partly cloudy. But Friday and Saturday, here in Toledo, will be the low 80s. It'll be mid 80s in Vancouver. But yeah, it's all going to start kicking in. About Wednesday, Thursday is when the heat's going to roll in. I think Thursday is supposed to be around 80 or something. And yeah. And bouncing into the following week. Looks like it's going to hang around for a while. It's going to be nice. What you reckon, Ma?
I think so.
All right. Well, before all that, got to go to work and earn our keep. All right. 50 degrees and partly cloudy. Well, it got nicer and partly cloudy because it flat downpoured on the way to work.
Oh, man.
I mean,
yeah.
some heavy rains at times. Total whiteout, as we say.
Yes.
Mama, that daggum Monday done circled back around on
She's
us.
sneaky like
Yeah, so good. Seems it's kind of quiet out here. It seems like today. Don't let that fool you.
And dry up and then go chaos.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to get chaos later this week because it's going to get sunny and hot.
Yep.
Bikes are going to be selling. People are going to be bringing everything in all at once because they waited to the last second.
Yep. They're going to go camping this weekend.
Yep.
We need everything.
And they're going to be mad because you can't just drop everything and help them.
Oh, I know.
You should have been like all the other people that were preparing for this.
Yes,
bring it in when it's slow.
Plan.
Anyway, Mom.
Yes, hubby.
Have yourself a wonderful Monday.
You too.
All right. Love you. See you. Bye.
Love you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
So you remember this 2022 GS that had the headlight module fail on it, which sits underneath there. Like I say, it looks like a voltage regulator rectifier. Well, it's kicking the codes again, but it's not failing. Every time it kicks it, if you cycle the key, it goes away. And he says about every half an hour it comes back on, but there's one of the codes that's only triggered twice, and another one that triggered 4 times, and he's got way more miles than every half an hour. So it hasn't triggered as many times. But the fact that it's doing it is all that matters. So I'm going through all the test procedures here once again. And like last time, get all your mass quantity of connectors and tools and everything it takes to hook up to these things. You got jumper wires. You can't put a meter on any switch. You got to run it through a connector. The connection just interrupts. Right now, checking this is a random thing that says that the clutch switch was having an issue while idling. So anyway, I'm checking. That's the easiest one, so I'm checking it. And even though it's easy, you got to hook up. Again, you got to have an interrupter. Don't ever stick a ohm meter on anything on any of these high-tech motorcycles. Number one, there's a 9-volt battery in that thing. You don't want to be pushing that 9-volt battery through the circuits in these things. That's why this thing is isolated. This is just an interrupter that allows you to peek through the window, so to speak. Same with this. I could just as easily, just plug into the end of the connector there. Look at the size of the wires to those things. You got to remember CAN bus is like a 5-volt system. And it's, you don't be pushing 9 volts to them. That's why you use these interrupters. It allows you to test it in an isolated way. Like I say, you're just peeking through the window, so to speak. So far as clutch switch, there's nothing. The first test is to see if it works, because you have 2 switches. You got the one that releases cruise. That's your cruise one, and this is gonna get in the way. So if you listen, that's cruise, and that's the clutch. That's why it's so nice. You just bump these things and it knocks the cruise off. You don't have to hit the brakes, chop the throttle, whatever. You just go bump. Or it's so easy on these things, you just click the button over. But anyway, both switches are fine. And it's a double switch. One's for the cruise, one's for the clutch. And it's the clutch in particular that is showing wrong. The last one is checking continuity between pin 2 of the switch and pin 49 of the ECM, and she's got perfect continuity. This is probably about the 5th or 6th test just for a clutch switch. Just a clutch switch. And everything's passing. So we'll see what it says when we get to the bitter end. And I've still got to figure out why the headlight. I think ultimately because the new module's working perfectly, but it's still kicking a code. And it shows a message to the driver when he's going down the road. The clutch switch he has no idea that's showing up because that's hidden. You can look at the details of the code and it says it's not displayed to the driver. So he'll never know the clutch switch unless it just straight up. Well, even if it fails, it just won't allow it to, side stand up, clutch pulled in gear. It'll kill it, or it won't let you start it in that mode. But anyway, that is one that's there and it's easy. I thought I'd bust that out first, but yeah, look at all the tools you got to dig out just to do it. So once I get through this, and if it doesn't find anything wrong, it'll suggest something. Or sometimes it says, no faults found, continue diagnosing. No suggestion on what to go to next. But, like I say, BMW sees everything we do, so I can go through all this stuff. I can write up a case, and he can see everything I'm doing. Not literally a camera, but by the computer, he sees what I'm doing. And he can see the amount of time I'm spending. I'll just give you an example here. White balance is going to be janky because it's set for inside here. So I just did that, and so I select no fault found, and it'll go to the next test. Now I'm doing yet another one. No, just keep going. You say, either line faulty or no fault found, and just go to the next and the next and the next and the next. You'd be surprised, just a simple 3-pin switch with 2 little switches in there, what that can take to do. But one of the things I was saying, or started to say, is the LIN bus controller is in the left-hand switch. And I am getting a LIN bus error that's part of the headlight doing something weird. And guess what? There's your high beam is in this switch. So I don't know if that's related in any way whatsoever, but we'll keep digging. We're just figuring out the clutch switch right now. You will spend a stupid amount of time on this and you get paid pennies. If you're lucky, the warranty administrator can bag for like an extra half an hour, and usually they don't give it to you. That's why BMW technicians, they can't be flat rate. They preach it in school. You can't be flat rate. You'll chase them all off because they won't make any money. But I get paid. I am flat rate, but I get it's a complicated way I get paid. So anyway, I'm going to move on. I might have found something here. So you're supposed to check if this wire is insulated, which you use the inbox for that. But ground, you just go to battery terminals, and I'm connected to the pin over there in the pinout box. It says insulated. It says not insulated. Interesting. Very interesting. I got her to do something. So getting down to these last tests, I had the interrupters for the ECM earlier, So now it's the ground module, which is, you can't believe, all this has to come apart to get to the ground module, which is this little, I weigh nothing little box. So I can't get this plugged into the ground module with it in there. So I pulled it out of its slot and did the test, and it passed the test. So I select, no fault found. And here's the problem. Because I'm in the middle of a measures plan. So I boot the bike up to answer the question, no fault found. I was looking for, a dirty connector. Or actually, I was doing a test between the headlight plug-in, and it was testing a circuit for the ground module, and it passed. And turned the bike on. See the dash not coming on? See what the headlight's doing? Still no dash. And it's like getting worse as it's sitting here. At first it popped up a thing, this random thing. Look at the miles per hour. That's a really weird dash. So at first it popped up a thing saying left turn signal failed. I'm going, what? Well, it's all things kind of relating back to that ground module. See how the light is just completely it floats. So when you're taking turns, the headlight stays level and it goes up and down hills. And anyway, it's a dynamic headlight. Yeah, she's stuck in that's the direction it goes when you're doing a big ECM flash. But yeah, all kinds of different things. Tire pressure monitor failure. Or if there's anything else in this thing. Oh, I don't have a response from the. Yeah, it's not responding. And another thing, doesn't turn off. You gotta do the old, Windows and Apple. You hit your power button, just hold and hold and hold, and boom. That's how I have to turn it off. I gotta hard kill it. So this thing is so light. So, I look, make sure there's no, pin connection things. Look at all the little pins in there, make sure everything's good. And in the box, which that was part of my test to start with, make sure everything plugged in correctly. There's nothing funky with anything. But there's something funky with something. I think the ground module is probably what's been going on. Although one of the codes, you read the description of the code, and it says the ground module is functioning correctly, but, there's always the but. And then it sent me on this wild goose chase doing all these different tests. Checking different things. I clean up my tools. It's less than a half an hour before we get out of here. The old inbox. Here's ECM. It's been crazy. Doing all kinds of weird things on us here. I was checking all them pins too. Because I had this one was off. And yeah. Just can't figure out why it's doing what it's doing. The mystery continues. Well, I have no choice but to bail out of the measures plan. But I can start back off, and I know where I was at when I stopped. So I'll just say no fault until I get to that same point and start over again. And I go from there and see what the heck's going on. Tell me a story there, BMW. You're hiding a gremlin in there somewhere. You son of a gun. But it's about time to roll out of here. I guess that'll be that for that today. Hate that. Going home, having to sleep on, wondering what the problem is, I like to find them while I'm here, not wait till the next morning. But anyway, tell you what, spending the day trying to figure out a high-tech motorcycle and all the modules and, oh man, all that stuff. I love walking in to my house of simplicity. Wow. Man. The only modern things that I like about of newer motorcycles that is now absolutely flawlessly reliable, electronic ignition, fuel injection. I mean, nowadays there's really no need, unless you just have an old classic motorcycle, to buy something where you hardly can't buy it that's not fuel injected. It's just so simple. I remember when Honda came out with the fuel injected Gold Wings in 85, there was the SEI, I think there was, version of it that it was computerized fuel injection. Whoa. Had this big old box in the back, and you didn't hook up to it. You had this crazy code book that told you what all the flashing lights meant. I think there was green, yellows, and reds, and banks, and depending on which ones are flashing, which ones are steady, you found that code in the book, and that told you what was going on. Man, I'd said to myself, I'll never have a fuel-injected motorcycle. And now, look how simple they are and how reliable they are. But, you know, things like these, you know, simple tools, multimeter, should you have some kind of electrical thing. There's no, you know, inboxes and diagnostic computers and like a drawer full of special cables to pin out a thing so you can test it. Yep. House of simplicity. I started out with simple, and I will end it off with simple. It just makes me proud. I have what I have, and they're all just incredibly reliable. I don't ever have to worry about anything, and they're just as fun to ride. I love all that high-tech stuff, don't get me wrong. It's super cool. You know, I love riding them, like EV bikes and stuff. I mean, I'm just fascinated with that stuff. But, you know, I'm at the age, I don't need the headaches, and I just couldn't imagine having to fork out all that money to have people diagnose what's going on with it. It's just something I can simply figure out by myself. Easy enough. Anyway, I was just coming out here to lock up. Turn the radio off for a second so I can chit-chat with y'all, and go out there, grab the mama, we'll do a quick goodbye. But, anyway, day of motorcycles. God almighty. Well, hello there, YouTube. Dadgummit. As soon as we step out here comes the rain.
Of course.
So this might be a quick one, because it's been just coming in waves all of a sudden. But anyway, I was busy at work. I don't know, you busy?
I was busy.
Busy up there? Yeah, that rain's coming. Tinkering around with that dadgum BMW all day today. Son of a gun. We'll ultimately find exactly what it is. Always do, but I hate that process of, you know, digging and no, that's not it. Digging, no, that's not it. So I got some more tests to do tomorrow. I got a big service on a F800 GS, or I think it's GSA maybe. So got that to do as well. So they're keeping me busy. But Mama, it's kind of coming down on us out here.
I know, my glasses are getting all sprinkled.
Yep. All right, so we're going to roll with that.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Tuesday or Wednesday.
Heck yeah. Appreciate you watching.
Yes.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.